could use a longer stone. That bugger's a little short for this knife. Let's get the job done. Well, I'm here this morning, Backwoods Vic. Talk to you a little bit about what does Backwoods Vic really, what does it stand for? What does it mean? What do I mean when I talk about Backwoods Vic? What's my purpose? Well, I see Backwoods Vic as being a channel that encompasses a lot of the different scenarios of living in the wild. I use that term a lot, living in the wild. Survival. Backcountry, any backcountry, off-grid living. You can talk about what it means to live out in the woods for days at a time with nothing but basic survival skills and a basic survival kit. You might talk about living in an old cabin like this, but being totally self-sufficient. Being able to live without a bill. You know, you're always going to have some damn bill. You know, you got to pay taxes on the property. You can't avoid that bill. But other than that, I mean, it's not that hard to live off-grid. I don't live here full-time. Granted, if I did, it would be a little different story. I currently don't use any solar power or anything like that. But I'm going to show you a few things in a minute. But, you know, when the sun comes up in the morning, you crawl out of bed, because then God provides a little light for you. When the sun goes down, maybe it's time to shut it off for the day. You know what little light I need, a candle or whatnot can cover the ground that I need to, if I have to get up at night, do something, you know. I do use flashlights. They do have batteries in them, I understand, but I have candles. I have lots of candles. And if it came down to it and I never had another battery again, I'd be just fine. Water source. Making sure you have some type of water, whether you're out in the woods or in your little shack or wherever you're at. You know, you need your basics. You need shelter, you need water, you need to provide some type of food for yourself. So, yeah, I mean, this ain't a channel that I'm trying to get across to you that I'm some perfectionist at some great skill that I have that others don't. It's just a channel about the basics. About living off the land, about being able to survive if you need to. It ain't today, but maybe there's a day when all the internet goes out, all the electricity is gone, when the grocery stores close. Happens all the time. The water, the whole town, the water's out in the town, there ain't no water. It's been, not poison, but there's something in the water and the whole town can't use it. And then everybody's scrambling to get their bottled water and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's just about survival. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. Do you need a knife this big? Hell yeah. Well, maybe not. I like this one. It comes with my little survival type. It's not fancy leather. Yeah, I like leather too, but, it's got these cool pockets on there. And you don't get that in the leather ones. And you can keep your little fishing stuff in there. There's a little flashlight in here, but we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about Backwoods Vic and why I'm here. We're here for survival. Alright, I'm going to show you a few things here that help make my life out here a little better to live. few things you've seen before. Firewood, you know. A wood burner will go a long way. You don't need a lot of acres to keep up with maintaining enough firewood to survive. Firewood comes back. I cut it there on that little raised tool I got there so I don't have to bend over when I'm cutting wood. I wouldn't call it a sawhorse, but it's kind of an adapted sawhorse. Lay the log across, cut it up. Another great tool for backwoods. For a backwoods camp. Jeez. Another great tool for a backwoods camp, of course, is the Sandpoint well. You know, it was kind of a project getting it in there, but the Sandpoint well is a great tool for a water source. Firewood, Sandpoint well, and you've all seen this before, the old outdoor tub-a-rooney. I have since put in a little gray water tub down there with some rocks in it to collect the water as the water comes out of the tub, so it doesn't drain all over and slop up my yard. So the tub, outdoor tub, heat it with the fire pit, right? No fancy things needed there. A little firewood, a little water. Where am I going to get the water? Sandpoint well. Or, look at this. I just put this in. This is the new water collecting device. Nothing fancy there. But I'll tell you what. I just threw a little gutter on there. I got some gutter from the neighbor. He gave it to me for free. He had it laying out in the weeds by his place. The barrel I did have to order in online. I had old chunks of hose laying around from when I used to be out on the farm. I just cut a couple pieces of hose up. I put that little spigot on there. Got the hose. Oops, can't even find my hand. Where's my hand? There it is. So now if I need water, well, I just put it up yesterday, so I have to wait for it to fill up. But when it fills up, that hose reaches right over there to the old tub ski. But, so we got two, yeah, that's not a lot of water. I know what you're thinking. 1 barrel of water, okay, that's not a lot. But I have a second barrel on hand, and if it came down to me and living up here for the rest of my life, I have the second barrel with everything I need to get 2 barrels going on my system here. And then I would have the Sandpoint and my secondary water source. Now, well, let's get a step back here. Then, and as I used last night, besides my bathtub, besides the bathtub, I also have the sauna. Now this one, I'll admit to you, when I decided that it was time to start getting rid of all the extra crap I had, the downsizing, getting back into nature a little bit better, becoming the Backwoods Vic that I wanted to be. When I started downsizing, I sold quite a few items. When I lived out on my farm, I had 2 4-wheelers, you know, I had boat and this and that. And I sold a bunch of that stuff. Sold it all to get the cash to put together this sauna. It might be a little dark in there this morning. I'll just kind of kick the doors open here. Oops daisy. Try to loud light. Again, wood burning. No power needed. The old sauna. Matter of fact, I took one last night. Sat right there. Down the drain the water goes. Nothing fancy. Oops. There you go. Couple pails, put some water in. Little scooper. Wash up. This is the dressing room here. Little bench over here for sitting on. Of course, a nice deer picture there. There's the permit from when I built it. Window here. But that's it, the sauna. So I can take a bath there. I can take a bath in the tub. I got a few projects going on this weekend, but I'm going to tell you about that shortly.